Alright. Another day, another battle. You guys ready?
Fight it out.
This heat. Is there no other way?
This is the shortest route.
Today we're messing around in a volcano with some beasts and hawkmen, right? I'm pretty sure they can't walk on lava, but hey, neither can our squad. Not a lot of mobility on our end yet. Don't worry, we'll fix that soon enough.
We can't afford to let the White Fang troops arrive before us. Watch your step. There's lava everywhere.
Quick recap on the story. We're heading to this spot where Eleanor says there's a mermaid who knows where the sacred lance is hidden. Get it? Not exactly sure why we're fighting here, but hey, we're winning this either way. Got a new class joining our army today. Would love to throw a mermaid in there too, but she's a little too weak without water terrain to back her up. Oh, and Deneb's here too, and our glorified cleric just hanging out. No crazy strategy on the stage. Just move up and hit him. Gremlins are basically evil fairies, so they're a pain to hit. Dragons are slow, and hawkmen, those guys will be the only challenge. Ivana's got a new sword, specially designed for dragon destruction, which will definitely make her more useful in this fight. First enemy down. So far, so good. think those winged guys are focusing my support characters, but that'll just make it easier for us to counterattack. No idea why those beasts are backing off like that. Are they just trying to drag this out? I get it. They're retreating because they can't move in easily. Movement range kind of sucks for them too. Oh great, we just messed up our cleric. Now he can't switch to the priest class because of this emblem. Hey, not my fault he's such a good warrior. Everything's going as planned. This fight's pretty straightforward. Nothing tricky about it. Man, it's so nice having a ninja with area attacks in this game. I'm really liking this Valkyrie. Good attack, solid defense, and can cast spells too. Almost as good as the ninjas. Sadly, our mages can't reach the enemies. I kinda wish there was a mechanic for enemies to just surrender, you know? Look at this. It's literally impossible for them to win now. And these no-leader battles, just a time drain. Ugh, that dog is so annoying. Wouldn't it be great if Eleanor just arrowed these guys to awake them? And Deneb, as usual, saving the day. While I move up with the team, I'll let these guys beat each other up. Lava's pretty self-sufficient here. Don't need to worry about her much. Honestly, what can I even say here? Not a whole lot to comment on. Completely random battle. Unnecessary. Just dragging the game time out. Biggest weakness we got is army mobility. But we'll fix that soon, trust me folks. Always at the worst possible time, right? Another one down, only one left. Our dragon killer weapon user can't reach the dragons. Nice. Final round, people. Success! Now we can keep moving forward.
This is it. Somewhere in this area. East of Aquila, where the midsummer sun warms the ocean.
All right, Alphonse. Please hand her over to us.
Richter, how?
You're Eleanor, aren't you? Father Heyman asked us to find you. He's been very worried since you disappeared.
Father...
Eleanor, please come home. You haven't done anything wrong. That man must have said something to you, right? Come on, let's go back to the church together.
Eleanor, do you want to go back?
Don't say anything to her. This is between me and her. She's like a daughter to me. You have nothing to do with this. Why did you tempt her in the first place? Listen, Eleanor. I hated the idea from the beginning, but you were so kind that you insisted we save that man who had washed up on the beach.
Father, forgive me. I'm not coming back to the church. I am thankful for what you've done, but I want to be with him.
Poor Eleanor. You're confused because of him. Please snap out of it. Don't you understand that I love you more than anyone?
Stop it! Think about what you're doing!
Why do you come between us? I do this because I love her. I don't want to have to chastise her. This is what's best for her. Now give my Eleanor back to me.
Do you think you can change her mind with violence? There's no way I'll let you have her. She came here of her own free will, and I'm glad she's by my side. You can't change that.
And what about you military men? You've always determined people's futures by force. Commander Lasanti, please, she's my daughter. Please take her back from that reckless youth.
Calm down, Father Heyman. I understand your concern, but the wind here is strong and dangerous. Please stand back and leave this to us. I was looking for a girl who knows about mermaids, and here I find you again. Listen, I don't know how much information you have, but if the stories I've heard are true, then the sacred spear, Longicolnis, is no ordinary spear.
Longicolnis?
Haha! You don't even know the name of what you seek. That woman has not been truthful with you. The sacred spear, Longicolnis. The legendary spear fashioned by God from the horn of a fallen angel. It has pierced even the sacred demon. Mermaids are unworthy of holding such power.
How do you know so much about the sacred spear?
Did you seriously believe that our mission was to investigate and drive out the White Fang troops that invaded this island? Just give her to me already. You don't want to cause trouble, do you? Maybe you've taken a liking to her, but we need her more than you. You may not know this, but her mother is the mermaid who stole the sacred spear.
Eleanor? The child of a mermaid? Eleanor!
Have you forgotten my warning? Get in our way and you'll be regarded as my enemy.
No!
Eleanor, the light. Is it from your necklace?
Oh no. Alphonse,
Great! More of them are coming!
Can you swim?
I'm not much of a swimmer. The Golden Mermaid. Berevra?
You protected Eleanor, thank you.
Tell me, are you really Eleanor's mother?
Well, perhaps the time has come to tell you the truth. Eleanor, you are not my daughter. You were born a human child. 400 years ago, during the war, I met a man who was opposed to the war. He was gentle and kind. But he was still a human, an enemy of the mermaids. I feared for his life, so I took the sacred spear in hopes of ending the war. I sacrificed many mermaid lives by doing so. Back then, passion overruled my reasoning. I abandoned the home of mermaids and lived secretly with my love, Lucius. However, it wasn't long before he passed away. The lifespan of humans is much shorter than ours. After his death, I left that place, taking the sacred spear with me. It was too difficult for me to remain in a place that reminded me of him. However, since I had betrayed my kind, I didn't have anywhere to go. I lacked even the courage to take my own life. I wandered the Eastern Sea, searching for a way to repent. For the last few hundred years, I've lived here alone.
For hundreds of years? All by yourself?
About 10 years ago, soldiers landed on the south side of this island. They surrounded a nearby town and burned it down. While I watched from the ocean, I heard crying. I found a newborn baby wrapped in a blanket.
That was me?
Holding you in my arms. You were so adorable, but I was afraid that she wouldn't be able to adjust in society if I raised her. I knew I couldn't keep her, so I asked a couple in a northern village to look after her.
I don't remember well. But the scent of the ocean and the crashing of the waves. When I saw you at the beach by the village, you seemed so familiar.
I didn't think you'd remember me since you were so small. I used to hold you and watch the dawn from Aquila Beach. Eleanor, I'm sorry you had such a hard life.
Don't be. My step-parents in Sotavento treated me very well. Thank you, Berevra.
Eleanor told me that you're looking for the sacred spear. I've also heard that this island's had many visitors recently. Can you tell me why you're looking for it?
Because of a promise I made to someone. Someone whom I have a lot of faith in. Many people are fighting to gain control of the spear. For that reason, the lives of this island's inhabitants have been threatened. I can't let anyone have it. I promise to bring the spear back to Galeus before its power can be abused.
I hid it in a small shrine at a beach north of here. Since you saved Eleanor, I'll entrust the spear to you. Please don't misuse it.
I promise not to, Berevra. And I have a message from the leader of the mermaids. She said to tell you that they are no longer angry and await your return.
Oh, Chloe.
Rector Lasanti, visiting as a representative of Phalus, announced in the month of Oceano that the White Fang troops of Ranunculus had withdrawn from Anser.
Although the plans of the Batrals and their troops were never discovered, since they had retreated, the issue was assumed to have been resolved. For the time being, the Order of the Sacred Flame was stationed in Scabellum, preparing to return to Phalis. Meanwhile, after meeting with the Golden Mermaid, Berevra, Alphonse, and Eleanor rejoined Sybil. Alphonse and the others were stationed at Formido, the former stronghold of the Trops of Ranunculus, researching the history of the spear. The Batrals have a long history on the island. They rose to power after the war with the Mermaids and relocated to the northern part of the island. It would come as no surprise if the heirs of the Batrals knew of the sacred spear. The island's stormy season was quickly coming to an end, and it would soon be replaced by calmer autumn weather.
Is that true? Richter's heading north.
It's true. We know he took a few subordinates with him and headed to Naja. But we don't know his purpose or current location. As for the rest of his troops, it seems that they'll be returning to Phalis as soon as the ship comes.
He must be acting on his own. That means Phalis was also looking for the spear.
Yes, Richter admitted as much. He said his troops had a different mission from the beginning. But how much does the Church of Lodis really know?
Since we have no way of knowing the true power of the spear, all I can do for now is make assumptions. If the Duke of Phalis obtains the spear and doesn't hand it over to the Church, it's possible that the Church elders will send troops to arrest him for treason.
Then, a war is sure to start. We can't afford to have internal conflict. That will leave Ovis defenseless to an outside invasion.
It only takes a small spark to start a flame. The Duke may have already learned of our presence on this island. I'm sure he's been doing his research, but if we can get the spear first, then it's over for him. Because of the Church, he's had to do his treasure hunting in secret.
If the White Fang troops hadn't invaded the south, then the Duke of Phalis couldn't have sent his troops here. That means...
Dispatching you here could have been part of the plan. The Lord of Ranunculus and the Duke of Phalis may have been in communication with each other. It's a possibility.
But then, some things don't make sense. If they were cooperating, why was I captured at Formid, and why would Richter follow the White Fang troops to Uradella? I think the Duke of Phalis and the Lord of the North are pursuing different goals, but we don't have enough information to be certain. Ivana, can you offer any insight?
I've never heard anything about a sacred spear. But I do recall a story about a family member who fell in love with a mermaid 400 years ago. He supposedly cut ties with our family and ran away with her.
Was his name Lucius?
Maybe. He was considered a coward because of his fear of war that we hardly talked to him. So, I don't remember much.
If a member of the Batral family had a relationship with Berevra, then it's no surprise that they know about the sacred spear.
There's one other thing that we can't forget. 15 years ago, when William Batral passed away due to illness, his brother Naris succeeded him. So, which Batral was the Duke in contact with? William or Naris? And is Richter just doing as his father told him to? Either way, the information we have gained from Berevra only gives us a small advantage over them.
I haven't told anyone about the sacred spear. Not even you. Eleanor has been with me the whole time, so I'm sure she hasn't either. I plan to keep my promise to Barevra.
Don't worry about it. But sitting around will get us nowhere. Do we have any new information?
We've learned that there are survivors secretly living in Blatt, the village that was burned down during the Reformation. Perhaps they know something useful. Also, there's a skilled spellcaster living by the ruins north of Tenea. If we can convince him to assist us, it would surely be to our advantage. But we heard that he's an unusual fellow.
Maybe Richter had a different purpose for going north. Let's head that way for the time being. Everybody get ready!
Heading north? Through the Naja forest?
Yes. The shrine on the beach where Barevra hid the spear. The report about Richter going to Naja. The mysterious death of the former Lord William and the reformation of Lodisism 15 years ago. Every clue points to Ranunculus.
The north side of the forest is very different from this side. There, it starts snowing at the end of fall, and the ground is unusually covered with deep snow. Do you still want to go there?
I can't just sit here and do nothing. I need to find out what Richter's been scheming.
You know, I'm not very anxious to go there. Alphonse, I don't think you could ever understand how scary it was escaping from the forest. It was so dark, and I got lost many times. I hate snow. Snow is so cold and harsh, and it hides everything in existence.
Eleanor, you're not alone anymore. But if you really don't want to come, you can stay behind.
That's even worse. I'm sorry, Alphonse. Sorry for being so selfish. I know I've said this before, but I don't want to be a burden. I want to be strong so I can fight by your side. Alphonse, I want to be acknowledged as a soldier. I want to be your comrade.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. With us being together, I guess I took things for granted.
You don't have to understand everything all at once. Just little by little.
Let's go together, Eleanor.
Thank you, Alphonse. Please watch over me.
Alright, Chapter 1 is done for today. Tomorrow, we're diving into Chapter 2. See you then.